the moment my promo aired and like I said, hey, it's Alicia Atout with AEW, and like you hear the pop from backstage, I just like, I bawled.
One of the interviews I saw on your channel was MJF. See, the face is already like that.
I was literally like this close to them, and one day I'm gonna get this interview.
All right, we are here at River City Wrestling Con, and I'm joined by Alicia Atout, who's actually being interviewed.
This is always so weird when the tables have turned, but I enjoy it. It's fun.
Now, hopefully during this interview, no librarians are going to come over here and shush us.
Those librarians, they just... It was uncalled for, guys. If you watched the buy-in, it was uncalled for.
Yeah. Now, you've been interviewing wrestlers like non-stop, and I saw your channel to where you used to do music as well. Is there a change in the channel now, or is it a little bit of both, of music and wrestling now?
It used to be 100% music for about 4 years. Then for a year, it was about 80% music, 20% wrestling, and now it's about 95% wrestling, 5% music. It's not that I prefer one over the other, because music and wrestling are so important to me, but there's something about the wrestling community, all of the friends that I've made, and just how much fun I have at these conventions and shows. It just made sense.
It really is. It's because it's kind of like when you're talking to wrestlers, like everybody just wants to talk to you and just have like tell their stories or, you know, just have fun with it. And that's what I love about coming out here and talking to people in the wrestling community. It's just, it's so easy and it's so nice. It's just like it's so natural out here doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, people are a lot less pretentious and they don't want to promote stuff as much, and you can literally shoot the breeze about anything, because most of the time wrestlers don't want to talk about wrestling. So you can, as we were kind of talking before the camera started rolling, you talk about music, comic books, film, like it's whatever they want. It's so much fun.
Well, since Tone In Entertainment is a pop culture related channel, and you do you are very familiar with music, who is like one band out there that if you could interview, that you have not interviewed, that you would like to interview?
Has to be Kiss. I was in Finland 2 weeks ago working for a festival called Rockfest, and they were so amazing to me that they actually got me into the meet and greet to meet Kiss, which was like a life goal of mine. And it was just one of those things where at a show they're just like go, 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 go. No time to do interviews, but I was like this close. I was literally like this close to them, and one day I'm gonna get this interview. I need to before they're done. It's the final tour, guys.
It's always the final tour. Yes, exactly. But I think a Kiss interview would be absolutely amazing to see from you. Definitely.
It'd be so sick. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Right. Okay. Now, one of the interviews I saw on your channel was MJF. See, the face is already like that. Now, I didn't know much about MJF, to be perfectly honest, till I saw the AEW pay-per-view. And then we saw the interviews with you, and I've seen some of the interviews he's done with other people, and he just seems like a very interesting character.
Haha, that's like a really nice way to put it. Am I allowed to swear on here? It's
Absolutely.
YouTube, right? He's an asshole, and that's about all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna give him the satisfaction of talking about him.
Okay, then we won't talk about MJF anymore. Okay. Who's been one of your favorite interviews? Let's go to a good spot right now.
Yes, any of the elite guys. Anytime I get to see Kenny or the Bucks or Cody, like they're just the sweetest, sweetest guys. And I've been fans of theirs for a really long time, especially Cody. Like I was a fan of his when I was little, so anytime I get to work with them or see them is really exciting for me. So yeah, they're definitely up there.
You know what? I've been watching wrestling since I was born in '78, okay? I've been watching wrestling probably since the day I was brought home from the hospital. Like my dad was, we were watching Saturday wrestling probably the day after. When was it that you fell in love with professional wrestling?
So it was the same with me. My dad, when I was about 2 or 3, started watching it with me. I was just kind of put on the couch with him and his buddies, and I was watching wrestling. But the first memory I really have would have to be Hell in a Cell. I'll never forget the whole Foley Taker match and how striking it was. The tooth in the nose, the fall from the top is just so, I know it's iconic and like a very typical 1-2 say, but I remember being young and thinking like, what the hell am I watching? This is awesome. Right. And yeah, kind of never looked back from there.
I know at that point there was that big WCW, WWF feud going on at the time, and we used to go to my friend's house and watch pay-per-views like every Sunday. WCW one week, WWF that week, and when that match happened, like we were more WCW at the time. But I mean, I'm wearing my Monday Night Nitro shirt here. I'm Team WCW, that's for sure. But that match, everybody was sitting in awe, like, holy shit. Like, is Mick Foley alive right now? Like,
no one thought he was.
Yeah.
He didn't look it.
Yeah.
Like he just looked like he was completely done. So.
And then he got back up and continued wrestling the match after that.
Yeah,
so.
He's a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I see him, he's always talking about his aches and pains, but he's like, it was worth it. It was worth it.
Now, you were obviously at AEW's first pay-per-view. We watched it at home. Coming up to the pay-per-view, I was like, oh my God, it's $50. Like, it's a lot to kind of ask for a pay-per-view for something you haven't seen. I spent the $50. I got every penny's worth of my money. Can you just kind of tell me, you were there, what was the crowd and the energy like in Las Vegas during that pay-per-view?
It was amazing. Like, I wasn't in ring, but the moment my promo aired and like I said, hey, it's Alicia Atout with AEW, and like you hear the pop from backstage, I just like, I bawled. It was amazing, and you could literally like feel the roars through the backstage, and just the roster itself. Everyone wants to support one another. It's probably the only locker room I've been in where every single person doesn't have an ego, and if they do, they don't show it, and that's really rare in wrestling. And it was really nice to experience and feel that bond with everyone, whether it was a coach, an EVP, a wrestler, it was a librarian. It was really unique, and yeah, they've got a good thing going.
And you know what, you can definitely tell like when something is real, and you can tell with Cody Rhodes. I've seen a bunch of his interviews, I've seen the stuff that you've done with him, and it just feels like these guys are really on to like what wrestling fans have really been waiting for and wanting again. And you know, tonight is Fighter Fest. I'm actually going to Fighter Fest tonight down in Daytona, and I'm going to Fight for the Fallen in 2 weeks in Jacksonville. So like, as a wrestling fan, I feel like it's almost like born again, that we're kind of getting back to where we want to watch wrestling again, and we're going to get the product that we've been waiting for again. Yeah,
with literally one pay-per-view under their belt, they already started forming these storylines that you're so invested in, and it's amazing to see what they've done with literally one event. So yeah, they've got a good thing going. There's a lot of cool ideas and things I've heard, and I'm really excited to see what else they come up with.
Okay, are you going to be doing anything more with AEW in the future?
I am in talks, so okay, it's one of those things where I'm literally just looking good.
You were on the first show, you've interviewed a bunch of them. I see why. Come October, we got to get Alicia on TV, on TNT. We want to see Alicia on TV in the future.
I do too.
Yeah? All right, Alicia, well, thank you so much for joining me here on Toned In Entertainment.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun. River City Wrestling Con has been amazing so far. Literally, doors have been open for like an hour and it's packed. So yeah, we're having a good time.
All right, guys, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos like this.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.